Okay, hello, here's another video. Today I'm going to be working with multitrack audio in Ableton, and I'll be bringing it in, adjusting tempo, and working on some loops. So let's start by bringing in some audio. I have a blank session. I'm going to go to Arrangement View by hitting Tab, and I'm just going to zoom out a little bit here. And I'm going to grab my audio files. Just a second. And if I click and drag, you can't see it, it's hiding here. It wants to put all the files from left to right. But if I hold Command, it will drop them top to bottom. So I'm just going to do that. And there we go. And there's a couple more files hiding in here. So we'll grab those as well. Drums and piano. And click and drag and hold Command, and it'll drop them from top to bottom. Cool. As is pretty common, the session tempo starts at 120, but that's not necessarily the tempo of our song. So what we want to do is figure out the tempo of our song first. This is nice in that it has a click track. I'm just going to put that up at the top. Click and drag, make that a little larger so we can see it, and zoom in. I'm just going to double click here and select all my audio files and make sure that warp is turned off. It is. And that's so that we can start with getting our tempo, the session tempo, mapped correctly, so we don't have to rely on warp. I click and drag. I happen to be on the downbeat of measure 5, and these clicks, I'm just going to solo this up. Oops. There we go. I'm just going to solo this up, and we'll notice that they don't fall on the bar. And if we listen to that against our 120, that's not right at all. So I'm going to start by clicking and dragging my tempo up or down. If I drag it up, it appears that the waveform gets larger, but it's really the grid moving in the background. I know those are quarter notes, so I'm just clicking and dragging appropriately. And we're not there yet, so click and drag. And we're still not there. I actually may have chosen a song with a tempo drift, so that could be tricky, but we'll see what we've got. That's good at the beginning at 98 BPM. I'm just going to go to the end of the song and listen. And I can tell we're still in time. So it looks like our song tempo is at 98 BPM. The next thing I want to do is cut this up so that it's usable for us. I want to listen to all the tracks and find out where the music actually starts. One second while I clear these solos. There we go. I'm going to start at measure 5 here. Reduce this click size. And hide this, you don't need that. Okay, so we can see and listen. We have one bar of click, and then the music starts on the downbeat. Um, you'll notice I haven't turned my fixed grid off when I was placing my audio file. I was already set at quarter notes or one bar, and that's okay. I know that this session starts with the downbeat of a click, so placing that on the downbeat of a bar is going to get me lined up pretty quickly. So let's listen again, and we'll drop a marker and then make a cut. Good. So I'm just going to place my cursor after one bar and use the set command. And Command R, I'm just going to call that cut point. What I can do now is select all my tracks, then click the marker and Command E. Now I've separated the tracks, all the tracks here, and I can shift click the top to the bottom and delete what I don't need. Now if we start at bar 6, we're on beat and we start directly on time. So from here, you probably want to put this in your session right away to get started, but I happen to know that we need a hold, an artistic hold for the Acrobat, and that means we need to cut this into 2 parts so that we can trigger the second part separately. I'm going to listen here for the hold right after I turn everything down. Except for my mic. All right. Now, turn the click off here. One, two, three, four. Sorry, that restarted. And it restarts here. But really, between here and here, this hold can be any amount of time depending on the artistic movement. So again, I'm going to select all tracks, just Command A. I'm going to place a cursor, hit set, and rename that hold. And Command A with all my tracks, hit the marker, Command E, and now I've made a slice across all these tracks. Now I have the song cut into 2 portions. Let's bring these 2 portions into session view so that we can actually use them. Click the top, click and hold shift to click the bottom. Now click the top, this is important, or wherever you're going to click and drag to in the session view. So click and hold, in my case the click track, and hit tab. And align it with what you're holding. So in my case it's the click track. I could offset these if I needed to, but it's nice that all these channels have now named themselves appropriately to the instrumentation. I'm going to go back to arrangement view. I'm going to click the top region here, hold shift, click the bottom region here, click and hold, hit tab, and now I'm going to go to the next clip slot, and now I have all my tracks across 2 scenes. So now let's pretend that our session was still at 120 for some reason. In Ableton 11 it's kind of nice. Oh boy, yeah, it's 98. Okay, I couldn't remember. In Ableton 11 you can set the set the tempo for each scene, which will force the session master tempo. So if I hit start, we start directly on the downbeat of 1. We don't have that 4-click count, which is kind of nice. And if we play scene 2, this is our coming out of the hold. Oh, I forgot something. That's our hold, but we need to come out of this hold right here, and it actually starts just a hair before the downbeat. So I'm gonna control click for my fixed grid settings. I'm at 1 bar. I'm gonna set this down to 16th notes, and that'll allow me to capture just that swell. Yeah. So I'm going to place my marker. I'm going to hit set, rename to finale, and select all my tracks, top 1, shift click bottom 1. Now I click my marker and hit Command E, top 1, shift click bottom 1, over to click and hold plus tab, a new scene, and that's my finale. So I'm gonna rename this scene intro plus main, hold, oops, come on, Command R for rename, hold, and catch. So this is when the artist catches the performer. Cool. So we don't have any loops in here, but we do want to make sure that these don't advance into each other. So this one's really long, we won't listen to it. This one should end after it's held, so let's try that. You caught me. I need to delete all of these multi-tracks from the hold because, and bring them in again, because they contain the finale. So I need to click the top one after hold and the bottom one after hold, click and hold tab, and bring them back in. Let's try that. And now they can do their flourish, and when they're ready to catch, they can catch, and the song will end. So nothing too difficult there. That's all straightforward, no loops. But in the next video, I'm going to show how to add a count in using audio files triggered via MIDI so that it's in time with the session, so that the band has a count in for the catch.